Well, both these guys know what it's like to make it through. Scott Gillespie is the most recent champion at the European Open. Really built on the back of that form. Is flying right now for Goobsy, having his best run since pre-COVID. And he's up against Aaron Davies, who maybe been a little bit quieter of late. Very good start to his Ultimate Pool Pro career. Not quite making the breakthrough to winning a title, but has been through to finals. Good to see him back into a quarterfinal, and he gets us underway here. Race to 7, 50 minutes to start us off, and Aaron with the first opportunity in this one. Feels like a little bit of calm after the excitement of the last match, which was very dramatic. Always a lot going on, and never has there been a more apt nickname than Chaos. Cole Bedford, that really was. Well, I'm out of energy watching it, in all honesty. This one, I think, will be a little bit more. I think the quality will be there, but in terms of, we won't see that level of emotion from the players out there. Both stay very stoic out there. Tony Holgate rejoins me after catching his breath from the last one. That it's really, we're all a little bit drained here.
Yeah, what a fantastic match. Incredible win there for Cole Bedford against Ronan. Had all the drama. And this promises to be just as thrilling.
Trickiest ball on the table, won by the 8-ball. Still to be negotiated. Good connector to it.
Well, the long red for Aaron.
These are no gimmies whatsoever. It's actually a more open pocket, top right, but top left is by far the better choice.
That's brilliant. No, it's not.
Looked like it was going to drop.
I thought it was in, I must admit.
Did it just hint? Did it hit anything on a finger mark or anything? Did it just flick away? Big moment though, early.
Yeah, it's a funny one, that one. Well, this man has been in absolute breathtaking form, Scott Gillespie. Off the back of his European Open triumph earlier today, he had to weather a fight back from Declan Brennan when he was 6-1 up.
Yeah.
Decky started to find his feet and was producing some fabulous finishes.
It wasn't just a case of that he was reeled off a few frames. The quality of the finishes was impressive. In a losing cause, Declan really showed his class in that one. Actually, he didn't start particularly well, but the way he came back was, well, it just showed the quality player that he is. Also showed the quality player that Scott Gillespie is, that he was able to withstand that and just hold himself together.
Well, he had a dry break and then off the break, and Declan finished off both of them and then off his own breaks. And I spoke to Scott afterwards, and he said, I knew you were going to get me hand on the table at some point, and it's just a matter of taking me chance. And I thought, if I do get a chance, I'm going to take it. So he said, I stayed positive. He said, sometimes you do get dry breaks. It's not as if I missed a ball. He said, so I still felt confident, and he did hold himself together well. Aaron there trying to check that cue ball back over for that red, and it's not took.
Yeah, really trying to create an arc in.
I think the cue ball might have jumped a bit as he hit down on it, so it sort of skipped rather than came into the cushion and gripped. And what he has done is obviously he's given Scott Gillespie ball in hand so he can get rid of these two awkward yellows.
sure if he's got the angle here just to get across for the one on the right-hand side just yet. Which is what I'm sure he would have wanted to do.
And then you see he's thinking about leaving that angle with the yellow that's sat on the line. So leave an angle just to roll behind that yellow down that rail.
Just about. He's come up a little bit higher than he wanted. It's not the natural.
Yeah, he can't roll it now. He's got to punch it over there. Played it well. Solid cueing from the Scotsman.
I know we keep harping on about it, but it's balls like these where, you know, you can tell the extra little bit of focus from Scott Gillespie just to make sure that he got behind that correctly, rather than, you know, last time we were here in Blackpool, you might have been a little bit more casual, floated across anywhere near the sort of middle pocket, and anywhere within a, you know, a pretty decent area, you'd have fancied yourself making it. But now you really want to be right behind those, and Scott worked well to get there and gets the job done. And he's been breaking very well, and he breaks really well again here.
Just very clinical as well. He goes about his finishes. He just seems to miss less than everybody else at the moment.
Red's the choice then. Yellow middle of the top of the table. Really awkward. On the cushion, 8 balls. Slightly, so you kind of made a case both ways, but red's significantly easier than the yellows.
Yeah. Maybe just because of the yellow that's on that rail that sort of swayed the choice. He fell a bit loose there with his first shot. He's now going to have to play a little chop into the middle with this red. He wanted this to be just a straightforward pot, but makes light work of that anyway. And now he's in a great position to forge his way to a 2-0 lead.
When does he now go back up for the ball? He's left alone at the top of the table. The original plan would have been to take them ones at the top, then come down. Couldn't do that because of left himself short and too much angle.
He won't be overexcited about being there. Guides his way out again and into open play.
He's gone too far.
He has.
Significantly too far.
Do you know what I was about to say before he played a shot, because I knew what he was going to do? I thought he might cut that win in with a load of left-hand side and play for the ball that was over the bag next.
Yeah,
it's a natural angle just to go around the back of it.
I was wondering which way around he was going to play, because he was either going to play with a tracer right or a tracer left, and he wanted to get back to where he was essentially. Hence the tracer right, and left-hand side he would have come down the cushion line, which both would have worked. Where he's ended up will not. So you have to say the way that the tournament's gone so far, a very rare error from Scott Gillespie.
First one I can remember.
Hasn't left it easy for Aaron, but he should be happy to get to the table. He's got to find a shot.
Still not quite made his mind up, and we're approaching beeper time.
Is he okay, or has it just gone a turn too far? I think he's okay. He didn't have much room to play with that shot.
I don't know if Scott Gillespie can get through. If he could hit that full ball and sort of double kiss it, he could shunt the cue ball back behind the other red.
Well, expect Aaron to go here. There's just no benefit now to playing safe.
No.
He's got the pot on. Previously, he just didn't have a good opening ball on. This time he has. Okay, there's one on the cushion, but should be able to work that to be the last ball.
Quite funny to watch when obviously I was on comms in the last match and got quite used to watching Cole Bedford bouncing around the table and everybody sort of glides now and serenely just walk around.
It's got a very different feel to it, isn't it? He's so entertaining to watch as Cole. Not just the way he plays on the table, but all the antics off the table.
I've never, in all my years of playing and commentating, I don't think I've seen anybody that is more animated than Cole Bedford, because it's every shot.
Wears his heart on his sleeve.
That's gone wide.
Oh, that's a poor one.
That was loose.
Yeah, kind of gestures like he's frustrated or unhappy with something here, but it just looked like he cued across it.
Did. Both in.
Wow.
It saves a bit of time.
Yeah, big errors from Aaron Davies in the opening 2 frames here.
Yeah, Scott Gillespie out of jail. Yeah, and the winner of this will play the winner of that as well in the semi-final later on this evening. So we already know our first semi-finalist, Mark Fleming and Cole Bedford. Strangely, they've never played each other before. Obviously, when you were talking to them,
they've known each other a long time.
Yeah.
They are friends. I mean, I was interviewing Mark Fleming. I could see Cole Bedford had stood behind Mark. He wouldn't have been seen on camera, giving him a little bit of stick and stuff. They are good friends, but yeah, it was a surprise to me that here they've not played. Big challenge here for the Reds. I'm assuming the 2 Reds together near the 8 ball. The left-hand one doesn't look like it goes in the bottom corner.
Short.
He may not get there.
Good recovery pot.
And cue ball. Very, very good cue ball to go with it.
Well, we see his intentions now. seems to be very accurate with his position.
Does he think this goes, or is he playing red cushion yellow in? I think it goes.
I think he feels it does.
It looks incredibly tight, and of course, if it does, then he's playing ultra short position on consecutive shots here.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it does a little bit more chance from there, but not much.
It's getting if he does go, and he's getting the angle to get onto the black with the last red as well. He's made that one.
Oh, so that one went comfortably.
Has he come far enough back? I think he might just be okay.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think he might be plumb straight.
Cue up in the air now, though.
Quarter turn of angle. That's all he needs, though. Yeah.
Brilliant. This is absolutely brilliant finish.
Yeah, just especially I don't know how you felt, Tony, when you were playing, but you know all your hard work is at the back end of the finish. But the way this table was laid out, it had to be at the back end of the finish, because the only way to get on the 8 ball was to play the way he did here without moving anything. So just feel like that was a fabulous finish.
That's championship form. That.
Yeah.
That sort of finish is, it's okay looking at the big breaks, and they're all nice easy patterns and layouts, and that was it's on the sixpence for 3 shots there.
He was mentally a little bit short. He said to me after, I think it was probably Pro Series 1 in between, there's some middle of the first weekend in Blackpool. He said to me just before he came and joined me on commentary that he felt that he doesn't know what he's doing, and he's probably done. He almost hinting that he was going to walk away from the game. But
really,
yeah. And then the Pro Series 2, I believe it was, he made the semi-final, and it kind of gave him a little bit of a confidence boost. And the thing is, he's still been winning tournaments and going well in other events up in Scotland. It's just he hasn't quite delivered on the ultimate pool stage. Although having said that, he still won the Masters when he was struggling for form. But since then, the way he played at the British Open, making the final, he was the player of the tournament. He just lost out to Tom Cousins, having a purple patch in the final, and then obviously doing what he did in the European Open. It's very impressive, and now he's backing it up with another. He has been, from what we've seen, Scott Gillespie and Stevie Dempsey have been the standout players from what we have seen as commentators and pundits watching throughout the weekend so far.
Yeah, agreed. It's like Scott Gillespie's just come straight off the back of that European Open win and just carried on where he left off. He's been phenomenal.
What sort of pressure does that put on you as a player out there, Tony, when you're playing a player that is just in red hot form? For Aaron, does it just feel like you can't make a mistake?
I've been out there in them sort of games, and it feels quite desperate at times, because you start chasing finishes that you would maybe think, right, here's a chance I can play a decent little safety here, leave my opponent not too much, but then you're looking and thinking, I'm not leaving him anything. So then you might play unnecessary shots, take unnecessary risks, and you seem to always fall over when you do it, and you do pay the price. So it can get to you. It's okay. So I'll just play your normal game. Well,
it's easier said than done.
Yeah, of course it is. When you're out there alone in that arena, you're playing for big titles. It's
another one gets away from Aaron here. This could be 4-0 in a heartbeat.
This is like, let's say with Tom Cousins. All through the season, they're going out there to play him, and it's the Cousins effect, if you like, quotation, because that people miss balls against the best players because they're fearful that I have to pot this ball, else I'm done, and they just lump pressure on themselves, and it's hard not to do it.
Yeah, I think something I suffered through my career really was that
people were scared of you.
Well, no, the problem was they weren't. Everybody freed up against me. He's like, well, I'm going to get the win. But no, I struggled against, when I knew I was playing one of the real top players. For whatever reason, I didn't feel myself out there, and that is such a big part of it.
It's almost an insecurity complex when you're out there. You think, do I deserve to be stood in the arena with this player?
Yeah. I wondered whether he was going to try and find an angle to move the 8 ball. He's come a little bit straight. Plumb straight.
Yep, he's had to abandon that idea, and now it'll be straightforward. Knock the 2 reds in, get as close to that black ball as you possibly can, and try and just stroke it down that cushion. If there's a man you put money on to do just that, it would be Scott Gillespie at the moment.
He's got that nice half a turn of angle here, so he should just be able to punch in line here. Get pretty close to this 8 ball.
Yeah, he'd like to get sort of like, I don't know, an inch up from that the jaw of that middle bag, just off rail. Don't want to be straight on the rail behind it, just slightly off. Perfect.
Still got to be cued in though.
Yes, it has.
These are no gimmies.
This for 4-0.
Ooh, wow.
And there we see.
That is very much the new era of ultimate pool.
That 100% is going in on the old table. 100%.
Well, you saw Scott's reaction. He thought he'd made it straight away. You see, it just pulled away, just hinted at it. Didn't even go, that was as close as you could be without making it.
Nervous times these for Aaron here, because it's, you're 3-0 down. He desperately needs this finish. And this is a big shot now. Got a couple of midges in the arena again, because it's really warm up here at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah, been around all weekend, haven't they? And Aaron will get this frame on the board. He needed this. 4-0 was going to be tough, especially the way that Scott was playing. No issues with a simple 8 ball, and it is 3-1. Missed trick this time from Scott Gillespie.
Yeah, he nearly broke the table. So you remembered, didn't you, straight away?
Yeah.
Well, I just had it in the back of my mind. Well, hang on, I do remember watching one yesterday. Somebody thumped it ridiculously hard. And you're right, it was Clayton.
Had to be. Yeah, it's slightly awkward. I feel like he needs to be yellow. Maybe there's a case for red. So if the red nearest the top left-hand corner, as we'll see the break again, if that squeezes in, then you can definitely make a case for reds.
Can he cut that yellow in that he sat right next to it? It's not touching ball. If he can play away from it, obviously if it was dead straight, you can't play into it. But I don't know if you get the cue up in the air and play sort of like a swervy type shot into that.
Possibly. He wants to be yellows, but
he's going to have to take reds then. If he refuses that, he's going to take the reds and play that red at the top in a second off the yellow and try and bump those balls out up there in that left-hand corner area. This is where he's going to make his move into this cluster of balls.
could have come out a lot better than that.
Yeah,
tricky, but he's still got a chance.
Not quite the contact he wanted with that shot there. Always going to be tricky to be very precise because of the reaction of the second yellows. You're not really going to know exactly where that's going to go. So on the plus side, he's freed them, so they're loose in the middle of the table. Always incredible to look at Aaron Davies the way he cues, how far his cue is away from his chin. I can never get over it.
He plays very much to the side, isn't it? It's always worked for him.
Oh no, great cueist. It's just it's quite unorthodox.
Yeah. Wanted to be a little bit further up the table, but it shouldn't be a problem. He doesn't need this red at the bottom as a connector to the 8 ball because it's over the pocket. Just needs to get himself somewhere near straight on the one on the break line. Off 2 cushions. Missed the yellow. Missed the yellow. Beautiful shot.
Very, very good shot there from Davies. Perfect position. Well, he's certainly got the pace of the table. There's Aaron.
Wasn't that much margin of error, really, not to be nice enough to get on the one on the top cushion. Crossing the line and judged the pace absolutely to perfection.
Won't want to do too much here, just pop this in and leave the cue ball in the gap of those yellows so we can just see through to the black. That should do him.
Very, very good from Aaron Davies. Let off in the previous frame.
Well, has the worm turned? Dry break from Scott. Now Davies straight back to the table again. The yellow's in 2 straight lines of 3 and 4 balls.
Certainly noticeable. Aaron's one of those players that likes to use the shot clock more than most. We're 25 minutes into this match, 5 frames played, so 5 minutes a frame give or take, and we haven't had a tactical exchange yet. We've only had finishes or counter finishes, and used up half the match clock. Aaron's been involved in a number of 6-red shootouts. Partly that is the match clock getting run down. Just flicks the red. It was tight. There was plenty of room, really, but it wasn't the full pocket. If he's right behind it, he doesn't miss it. It's not a very inviting table for Scott Gillespie to come to, but he would have expected to not get to the table in this frame.
Well, the immediate thing you sort of look for is, can he pot and get out? No. So then you look at the loss of turn shot. There's nothing really that strikes me there as gaining any sort of advantage either.
No, I can only think, can he get, can he hide the white in playing the loss of turn? Can he get up and maybe play it as a 3-ball plant loss of turn whilst hiding the white? 4-ball plant loss of turn, but I can't see that happening now. He can't do that. Can't hide the white in playing it. I was wondering if he could have slid by that one, he maybe could have played it and welded up to the red he's just moved. Potentially, but that's obviously not an option anymore.
The other thing is to play that 3-ball plant down here. If the middle red can slide off the first red that's next to yellow and go and creep over to that yellow that's on the bottom rail and glue to that. That's my only sort of thought.
Yeah.
Anywhere with that.
The problem here for me is if you keep going, as he is going to.
Oh, there you go.
That works.
Now we can play a loss of turn.
Yeah. But if you keep going, then you end up kind of leaving it late, so he has tried to make it happen early. If the yellow doesn't go, then I like the loss of turn. If the yellow goes, you can still see the argument.
I always look at it now, the immediate thing, because you've got to give yourself a chance to win the frame, and you're not winning the frame with Aaron's yellow stuck there. So just get the cue ball as close to that red as possible.
Well, he's left a shot. It's not ideal.
Yeah, but it's as good as he could get, for Scott, I think.
And I think that little bump on the red as well, it just moved it, caught a roll. I think that stops the yellow from going. I do think it did go before. Oh, all Aaron has is the one in the middle of the table, so this is far from an easy shot.
Not made that shot.
Well, he played it. I question whether he was even trying to, but I mean, what else is he trying to do in that situation if he's not trying to pot it?
Yeah, it's not a containing shot of sorts.
It's just a slightly strange cue ball. If you're going to play the pot, you think be positive and play a really good position. I suppose maybe he's just trying to float it into an area where he knows he's not leaving a pot on. But he was always going to be second favourite.
Great shot there from Gillespie. Super loss of turn shot. Played the plant and just look at where he stuck the cue ball.
I can make a case of that being shot the match so far.
Brilliant, yeah. Because that control, you know, it's a very hard shot to play and get that dead weight and stuck behind that red. And Davies gets out of it, doesn't commit any sort of foul. Scott will be just looking to see if that red does go now to the bottom left-hand corner, the one that's nearest that yellow, which it does. But look at those two reds quite close to the rails. We know they're not easy.
Inside 20 minutes to go here. Feels like a very big moment. A swing frame for sure. Beautifully.
Yep, great shot. Now then, I think he's been having a little look at that red to see if it goes in the bottom right-hand corner, be past the two yellows.
I think the shot when he played the plant earlier on, he played it cushion first. It just allowed the red to come away enough that he can pump this across. It was a clever little subtle shot 2-3 shots ago now.
Yeah. Yeah, that's nice. Does he drop this in, or can he screw back to the side rail and have the black in the other middle? If he can come straight back, I'd rather have that shot than roll this in and leave a longer black. It looks like he's screwing back. Yeah. He's gone back twice across.
Still landed absolutely plumb.
Yeah.
He's not going to let one missed 8-ball affect him out there. Brilliant visit to the table, this one from Scott Gillespie, and a very well executed frame of pull, you have to say.
Well, just because he was behind in that frame and he played a very clever loss of turn, he gave himself half a chance.
Yeah, looking forward to that one. That's a good break. Best he's hit the break so far in the match. Hasn't really been given a very good opening shot, but the layout is beautiful. Just needs a nice opener.
Yellow off the yellow into the middle.
Can you see the one over bottom right maybe as well? As an option. That's it though.
Yeah.
That is the options. If he can't see the one bottom right, he's got a problem.
I think he can. Judging by the way he's got down, you can see your yellow ball. Yeah, that bump won't do him any harm. A little bit of a thinnish cut now into the middle, but he can just run this in because he's obviously got another yellow that's very close to that right hand centre, so he's not going to fall out of position in the case of knocking this one in and then using the next yellow to get into the right spot to finish his frame off.
Excellent shot. Yeah, better than it looked.
Yeah.
Just digging it just to gain the control. Now he's in prime position.
Nice shot down the rail there from Aaron. Just going to run this into the centre. Leave an angle where he can just pot his last yellow. Use the cushion to bring the cue ball down as close as that black as possible. And he does have a big pocket in there as well where that red is. Nicely controlled there. For me, I'd deliberately play into the red here because you can't miss it then at all. You know, but I just play the normal cut. I'd cut it into the red.
No problems anyway.
No.
In it goes. Aaron Davies doing what he has to do. That was a lovely finish for him as well. Oh, crunching break from Scott Gillespie. Deserves a ball and gets one. Tough one for Aaron to watch. You've just made a really good break clearance yourself and you're thinking, right, come on, dry break, give me something. Messy layout, anything, and he's not. It's a brilliant break from Scott, and it's a great layout to go with that.
Yellows look lovely. I do like the yellows.
Two yellows at the top of the table, plant, and no danger of the yellow you're playing going anywhere.
No way you can snook yourself.
No, everything's open. Question whether the yellow nearest the left-hand side cushion passes the reds cleanly. It will slide in. That may be the only real issue that he has on the table. Did go in.
Plant next for you, Simon, I think.
Yeah, and these are the layouts where I think the table changes my, not changes anything, it emphasises that actually you still need to put together a really good pattern, because I think if the 8 ball slides in really comfy and anywhere in the middle of the table, you think, well, I'm not going to miss that. But now you do want to get behind it nicely. You don't want to be, you don't want to be too far away, so you do have to work a good angle on the last couple of balls. The way it should be as well.
Yeah. I think you want that little bump off that red ball there. Just slow the cue ball down a bit. If he didn't get that, he was another 2 ball rolls across, which was pretty much plumb. But now he's going to have to go in the bottom corner. Sort of reroute. This wasn't in the plan.
And he has a nice angle just to get behind the 8 ball, as we discussed, but not the way that he probably planned it originally.
No, it's just that little bump on the red, because I'm sure he would have been putting those 2 yellows into that right-hand middle. Well, this black, to restore his 2-frame cushion, edge ever nearer to a place in the semi-final tonight.
Very good. Standard continues here. Crunching break, maybe not quite as powerful as the previous one from himself, and maybe that's why he's dry, but it still was a very good break and deserved a little bit more than what he's got. But it's a trickier layout than the last 2 frames.
Yep, dry break from Cyborg. That's in Goobsy. What have we got next? The Silver Sniper and the Hammer.
I said to Craig when I interviewed him after his last 16, I introduced him as the Silver Sniper. I was like, I can't get used to it. It's just he's Wad
instead of Wad.
He's Wad, yeah. But yeah, the Silver Sniper.
I like it.
Yeah.
How about that?
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant from Scott Gillespie. Opens up the yellows. Only question mark left now on this layout is, does the 8-ball go? I think it does. So a real chance then. Certainly not easy, but they've all got pockets.
And does he? Well, I think he has to. He's got to bridge over and play this yellow up the rail. This is a tough little shot. Oh, what a lovely pot. Did it all without a safety net.
Yeah, done well. So when do you go across for the one on the cushion? If he's straight enough, he could get there now.
Yeah, I think he's got too much angle there. Just, I don't know. It's a bit.
It's actually awkward. There's not, unless he's dead straight now, he doesn't have a great connection to it. I think that's why he's pulling away from it. Well, that's about the 8-ball. So the 8-ball can't go then. You wouldn't play that if the 8-ball went cleanly, would you?
No. Unless it's a ridiculously good positional shot onto the yellow at the bottom of the table.
Well, he held up his hand, so he was absolutely not what he was playing.
That was an attempt to get to the ball on the rail there, right there, and he's failed.
And we're going to be at 15 seconds a shot after this next one. So he's going to get a bit hairy out there.
It is. He's going to have to pot this yellow, the one that's nearest the top left-hand pocket, the middle yellow. If you look at the 3, and he's going to have to somehow guide this cue ball back behind all those reds and back out.
Difficult to get out.
Yeah.
One way or another, you're going to hit the reds either coming in or coming out. I'm not happy with something.
I think he's scored a foul on himself, is he?
Not sure. No, I think something must have happened in his backswing. I think he heard a noise, something.
Yeah, no, he's not obviously not fouled because Aaron would have been up.
I think there might be an issue with the shot clock not going to 15 seconds a shot.
Yeah, he's just saying that. He's just confirming what you said, Simon.
Yeah. Yeah, so I did notice that he's been given 30 seconds again. So, yeah, didn't change. The 15-second shot clock did not go into operation. Finding out what the issue is. This will take a few moments to sort out. He's not in a good position, though. I think that's one thing he does know. He's done the right thing. Obviously, he's not allowed to be at the table, but you can still sit there and think about what you're thinking of doing.
Yeah. Yellow
does go in the centre pocket, past the red, but that's a poor angle to get onto the other yellow. Doesn't go long. I don't see how he's got anything else. Does the double go from where he is? Maybe, I don't know. We can't tell until we get back to the cameras. But
I think you'd have to really check that. But if it does, that could actually be the shot.
Yeah, it looks like he could straighten it,
Yeah, because everything else is taking the cue ball away from that.
Yeah,
the yellow on the rail, which is just going to make it incredibly hard for him to run the frame out.
Well, we know the shot clock's working. There is evidence of it. I heard the klaxon. Don't worry, Scott's not under time conditions right now. Waiting for the referee to restart the game. Quite a big moment to come back to here as well after that little pause. I mean, if he misses this double, then it's going to be, well, you'd expect it to be 5-4. If he makes it 6-3, and all to do for Aaron, and he has missed it. Oh, I thought he was going to get really away with it, but he hasn't. He's left just a little gap through. Well, I say he has. Aaron's having a very good look. Maybe he hasn't. So somewhat got away with it, Scott Gillespie. Aaron has other options. They're not ideal.
He could make that plant because that's at the moment it's not set. But where the cue ball is, he could make that plant from there.
Does he play the pot or play safe here?
I think he's
played safe
by the roll. Yeah, you know he's playing safe. It's a bag cover and a snooker. Decent shot.
Can't argue with the choice.
No.
To play that, to make it onto the next ball, you're forcing it a little bit. Not guaranteed then to make the pot. Good hit from Scott, but now it's there for the taking for Aaron Davies. Now, the good thing from Scott Gillespie's perspective is the fact that it's 5-3. This was Aaron Davies' break. So, you know, he had a chance to go 6-3 and steal it, but in his own mind, it's still his break next. If he keeps doing what he's been doing, it will be okay for him. But that is, of course, if Aaron gets there. He should get this counter clearance, but take nothing for granted at 15 seconds a shot.
No, exactly.
And you'd say a little bit more for Aaron, simply because this is his first match on the arena table this weekend, whereas Scott's third, I think it is. He played one yesterday, one today. I think Declan Brennan and Chris Melling, although I don't think either match really got to the 15 seconds a shot. Maybe the Declan Brennan did, but
yeah,
not by too much. Leaving a red at the top of the table, which is not how he would have drawn it up when he came to the table. Worked it well. Comes a good last ball. Once he's able to rework to it. We have a match on our hands here, don't we? 5-4. 6 minutes, 16 seconds left in this one. Another crunching break.
And a good break as well.
His break has been brilliant this year. It really has.
No easy starting ball though.
I think if this was the previous Pro Series weekend, you might be tempted by that one along the top cushion, because if you make it you in the frame, you cannot take that on here, surely. It's massive if he takes it on. It's do or die. He's not taking it on.
No,
it's
this
safe off
is
it.
safety, yeah. Yeah, it's certainly changed the way that players are now thinking at the table.
Now we're into a tactical exchange,
which suits Scott.
Yeah, just wondering. Oh, there was a gap through, and Aaron misses it. I was just thinking the tactical exchange is going to kill a couple of minutes off the clock here, which
exactly
puts so much more, as you say, it favours Scott because it puts so much more on this frame. But and to be honest, it's all on this frame anyway. If Scott goes too clear here, it's a long road back for Aaron in too short a time.
He thought for a second he was going to stick to that 8 ball. He just crept past it. Wants to probably get over to the other side now to take that red away from the yellow. Played into it. Played that well. I think it does pass. That'll pass. He can play it in the middle now if he wanted to.
It's not ideal.
Come a tad far, isn't he?
Yeah.
What a tiny little angle just to pop the cue ball up there.
It's easy enough to play on the the red to left centre, but how do you then get on the next red?
Oh, he's gone with the top and side. See, when you play that shot, you're throwing the cue ball. And obviously, the old clock was looming over the shoulder, and it all had to be very rushed.
This isn't easy, though, for Aaron. This counter clearance is far from easy. 355. Has to make it.
He's tried to move the yellow, and he's not succeeded in doing so. drama.
Definitely drama. Aaron's going to play safe.
In his eyes, obviously, this is the important thing, is not to try and think he needs to win 2 frames, he just needs to win this one.
I say he's playing safe, he's not. That was all out.
There's a double. Has to play that.
This one's got a lot more jeopardy if he plays it, though.
Yeah.
The one he played before, he was going to leave a tricky chance. This time he's leaving the frame. If you don't make this double, it's frame over. Oh, fabulous. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant from Aaron Davies. Now, clock management. What's he got? 2:45. Yeah, he's going to leave himself over 2 minutes, you'd feel. He has the next break, so leave yourself that 2 minutes. Ball to tie the scores up. Quite incredible. Felt like this was all going Scott Gillespie's way early on. Aaron Davies has hung in there, and hung in there. And now he is all square with 1:54 left to play, and he has the break.
Now then.
It's big. It's big.
And it's dry.
Wow, and it's a good layout.
Look at yellows. Look at reds.
Yeah, tricky first ball on reds, maybe.
If you can get through to the one in the centre.
It's a delicate. I think he's got right centre. Has he got left centre? He has. These reds are lovely. Oh, sick feeling for Aaron Davies. And Scott Gillespie gets another chance here. Mindful of the clock without being too fearful of the clock here. Oh no. No, Scott.
Wow. You just want to make sure with that one, because the ones in the middle of the table you can play them very quickly to just pop them in.
A minute left here, but Aaron doesn't really have a finish on, so Aaron's going to probably have to play for the 6 red here. He's going to have to just pot 3, 4 open balls here. I mean, he could try and leave himself an angle to play the break out at the top of the table and then try and clear up with 45 seconds. He's still got that angle, surprisingly, even though he's come quite a long way down the table. But is it worth the risk? I suppose he has to play it now. He doesn't have any other pot on.
Yeah. The only thing is, because the 2 reds have been nudged together there, it's highly unlikely that Scott's going to have enough time to finish that frame. Well, he's certainly not now. This is going 6 red. Here we go. What did we say? We haven't had one for a while.
Yeah, we haven't. Now we've got one coming up, that is for sure. Aaron calls his extension. And nothing Scott Gillespie can do.
They were there for him though, weren't they? They were there.
Yeah, Scott's going to be kicking himself because they really were there. That's a disappointing miss from Scott Gillespie's perspective. You know, it's obviously very different to playing how he's played the rest of the tournament in terms of trying to do something at 15 seconds a shot and kind of run round and make a buzzer beater. But I think you're right, Tony. That one there, make sure of, and then you can go pop, pop, pop pretty quickly.
Yeah. Aaron's happy. So it's Aaron Davies to go first.
Early 20s is the target here. If you can set 21, you're in great shape. Sub 24, you're probably happy. Aaron Davies with a break. Placing the semi-final on the line here. And it's a good break. Had to wait a second or two. Oh, that red gets in the way, which is that's hurt him. Might have to play the plant.
Uh-oh.
Did the right thing though, stop the cue ball, but
we're looking near 30 seconds.
We are. Yeah, just under the 30. 28.93 is the unofficial time. And yeah, that was really unfortunate for him. It was a really good break.
The ball that came around and blocked him because he was ready to go, and it came and stopped him.
Good break. And because he's got 29 to beat, he can steady himself. 6 clean pots, he wins.
Yeah, this looks good. Looks very good.
I thought he might hold for the other one, but he can drop it in the centre.
Oh, that's brilliant. He's home and dry here.
Brilliant stuff from Scott Gillespie. Huge show of emotion at the end. A brilliant 6 red shootout for the Scotsman. It really was. 29 to beat. He did exactly what you're meant to do with 29 to beat. Solid break and did not miss a pot. Worked his way around and gets the job done. Books his place in the semi-finals of the Pro Series. Scott Gillespie is going to be back tonight for the chance to win Pro Series 7.